just now, but it wasn't before. We live in effect.
Look at that. Okay.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Was
y'all.
on here. We probably lost him now.
Sorry. We back, y'all. Apologize.
That's
For some reason, the chat didn't come up. And, just in case y'all had some questions so that we like to interact. And they're back.
Okay, let us know if y'all in here. So we got to make this a quick one because we need to get our dinner. We late on dinner. But so many people have reached out to us and asked us questions about just questions centered around being black and living in Colorado. And so we thought it was about time to make a video about that. So we got 5 things that we feel like should actually be a main concern when you move here, or not necessarily that we feel like they should be a main concern for you, but these are the things that people talk to us about and some that we kind of agree with or have had experiences with.
Right.
So I'll let you talk about the first one, and it is diversity and the percentage of black people.
So if you are like us, when we have thought about moving anywhere or have moved somewhere, in the beginning stages has always been research. And part of our research is the demographics. So for Colorado, I think it's like 4% black people.
4% black people.
Which is not
nothing.
A lot. I mean, it's really not a lot at all. Now, the particular area that we are in is Aurora. And there's a huge concentration of black people in this area. But when you do go to other areas, when you do go to like other little places around Denver, Lone Tree, Stapleton, Thornton, all of those areas, it gets thinner and thinner. So Aurora is kind of like the ghetto side, for lack of better words, or the hood, if y'all just know. And so you see black people all day. You see a lot of diversity, a lot of minorities over here, a lot of ethnicities, different mixes over here. But when you spread out, I feel like,
well, I think it's important to say that in that a lot of gentrification has taken place.
Yeah.
And so lower income people who have been intentionally made lower income have been pushed to this area. So it's not just black people, it's mostly people of color, but you're going to find more black people here. Yeah. It's going to feel like it's nothing but black people because
you're here.
Hey, Brittany, it's going to feel like it's nothing but black people because you don't see black people nowhere else.
Yeah, right. So I think that that was like one of the things we did notice, like moving out with, or going to explore the areas, like, it's not that many like black people, in these areas and that. So just know that if you are moving out here and you are black, or if you are of a minority, that there is less of them. So
I think for black and brown people in particular, there's not a whole bunch of us, and also in Lakewood, there's gonna be more brown people than there is.
Yeah.
That area is concentrated in brown people, so that's a thing too. That moves us to point number 2, which me and him actually had a conversation about like 2 days ago, and then last night one of our followers reached out to us about it, which is making friends that look like me.
Yes,
I've been here a year. I ain't got no friends.
Same thing. It's been very hard
except for him.
Yeah,
and he cute, so I'm
and that's my best friend as well. So I just want to let y'all know, like, it's been hard, man. Definitely try to like find friends like us. Not saying that we haven't made like acquaintances. Of course, she works, and I've made acquaintances or people that maybe we want to move into a friendship with, like from the gym or just being out, things like that. But it's very hard to get, some like us, you know what I mean? That looks like us, some friends like us.
And in the same place in their lives.
In their lives as well, to kind of match up too. So that's been a huge challenge. And like you said, we've been here a year. 3 days ago was our official first year anniversary. And 1 year anniversary. And we don't know.
That was like a week ago. But I think one of the main things that we were saying is that, can we actually put roots down? Can we see ourselves actually
putting roots
down and staying here? Not for us, but because we're if we're feeling like this, when our kids start to grow older, how are they going to feel? Mm-hmm. And that was a big aha moment for us, because want our kids, we want them to be around all different types of people, but at this moment in history, it's very important for Black kids to be around other Black kids and learn how to love themselves and people who look like them. So nothing against any other race, but I think that was kind of like a big thing for us. We were like, we really do not want to go back to the South, but that would be the one thing that would make us go back to the South or somewhere that is more, that has more Black people. So
what you got for the next one?
Ethnic hairstyles. So one of our followers reached out to me and basically was saying that, reached out to us, and she was basically like, I want to know if you're having any problems with discrimination against hairstyles, because she feels like in the South that they are, it's easier to get a job in the South or to not be discriminated against because more people have them. And she basically was like, whereas there's less Black people, she was basically saying because there's a lot of Black people in the South, and then adding to a bunch of Black people having dreadlocks, that she feels like it would be less discriminated against because it's more familiar.
Right.
I 100% disagree with that. I can't remember her name off the bat, but I feel like in the South I was more discriminated against for dreadlocks than I have ever been here. And the reason why I feel that way is because I feel like I was discriminated against not only by white people, but also by Black people. Because there's a large, in my opinion, this is my personal experience, there's a lot of Black people that don't care for natural hair. And they feel like they might like it, but they feel like it's unprofessional. That's their mindset because that's what they've been taught. So I've only had one experience here where it was a part of their dress code that you could not have dreadlocks. But do I feel like it was racism? No, I feel like it was ignorance because they did not. I actually talked to the store owners. It was like a small boutique and she owned like 3 or 4 in this area. And I told her, you do realize that dreadlocks is an ethnic hairstyle. So by putting this inside of your dress code, it looks like you're intentionally discriminating against people of color. And she was like, well, actually, I've never even met a Black person. I've never even had a Black person that has dreadlocks work for me. She's like, it's mostly Caucasian people who have dreadlocks that are not neat. So it was more of ignorance for her, and then also she felt really bad and was like, because she had awesome interviews with me and really wanted to hire me. And I was like, no, I don't want to work for you because I don't like the fact that you even went that far.
Right.
But I felt like even if it was some sort of secret racism, it's not nearly as bad as I've been treated for having dreadlocks in the South. Now, a lot of people be like, I've been living in the South forever and I ain't never been discriminated. Well, my question for you is, well, what are you doing? Because working in upper management in corporate America, you discriminated against a lot in the South with dreadlocks. So ethnic hairstyles, I don't feel like that's a thing now. Don't be trying to wear like, stuff that's just unprofessional. Keep it neat, keep it, natural hair colors. But no, I don't feel like it's a thing here. People are really loose and casual here as it is. So even like corporate settings, like I don't remember the last time I seen someone actually wearing a suit.
Yeah, for
they
real.
They have this thing called Colorado casual.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and people kept coming into my store saying it, and I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, you're right, though. I barely see people in suits as well, so.
Now, what I will say is I feel like people will look at you crazy if you had some, like the new WAP video, and you came in with that, I feel like you might get discriminated against.
Well, I haven't seen the video, but I guess
look at the video.
I guess it's a lot in hairstyles, I'm guessing, so yeah, I'm guessing.
Okay, so the next one is ethnic products availability.
Mm-hmm. They don't really have anything. I feel
like nothing.
It's very hard to find anything like in the South. Like oil for her hair. I mean, just the little natural products we would just use around the house or just whatever, soaps and all of that. Like it is very hard to find those products.
I think too, like it's not just the hair stuff for me. It's just all kind of stuff.
Well, I don't want to limit it to that. That's why I said all products. I was just naming some examples, but it's definitely a lot of stuff that I'm like, y'all just don't have anything. Like, so it's very hard if you really into like your products and like, I mean, you need to start looking at some alternatives as far as like maybe you want to order online.
You need to stock that stuff up before you
that's what I'm saying. Looking at alternatives. Maybe you want to. That's an alternative. Maybe you want to stock up before you come here so you can find enough time to look for where you're gonna get that back from, because it's hard to find anything out here. So
I agree.
Yeah,
I feel like soaps that we would use, lotions that we used back home.
Yeah,
is hard. Like Because one thing, like we didn't put this on the list, but let's just get real. Being ashy in Colorado as a black person
that's
is a real concern.
That's a real concern. It's the first place where I like, oh, I'm gonna slap a little lotion on and literally go outside and be like, huh? Because for real, it's hard to stay moisturized.
No, I used to barely put on lotion in Texas.
I never put on lotion. Ashy. I would hop out the shower in Texas and like just put our clothes on and go somewhere. But out here, you definitely finna be ashy. Like, yo, by the time you get to wherever you going,
you could put on actual lotion, like get in there, cocoa butter. And you could go outside and 15 minutes later, the corner of your toe could be out of there.
I'm telling you, like, for real, being ashy in Colorado is definitely...
It's a thing.
It's a concern.
It's a valid concern.
Let's put that as a bonus concern.
That's a bonus concern. You need to bring all the lotions.
All the lotions and oils and rub it in good. Like, for real, massage it in. Don't even rub it, because back from the South or whatever, you got that good humidity. You just rub it. No, up here, massage it in
and put it in your purse and take it with you, sis, because you're gonna need it.
You just never know. You be out somewhere and having a good day and be random, like look at your elbows or something and be like, dang,
I'm out here bad.
Ooh, I'm out here bad. So
that's a serious thing, because cocoa butter used to work in the South. That stuff don't work down here.
No, I don't.
We gotta have raw shea butter, and then we also use raw shea butter. Coconut oil.
I have some cocoa butter, but it's like more of the oily kind though.
What kind?
In my
Did
truck.
That work?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It don't work.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
You talking about the jar?
Yeah. Or is that regular cocoa butter?
No, you're right.
Oh, okay.
But it don't work for me.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I just noticed it was a lot more oily than actual cocoa butter. So, but it worked for me. Like, I remember getting in the shower before I went to the gym, and then got out at the gym and was like, oh snap, and then just
adding to the ethnic hairstyles while we on this track record of talking about being ashy, one thing you really need to consider, and is a valid concern, we might need to do like valid concerns for self-care in Colorado or something, because being natural and having dreadlocks in Colorado,
that's another thing.
It's very hard to keep your hair moisturized. So it has been like this balancing trick on trying to keep my hair moisturized and the girl's hair moisturized without creating buildup. That is a valid concern, for real, because you think it's not until your hair starts getting dry and then you dealing with breakage. I haven't had any breakage, but it is definitely a valid concern. So think about that. And I would say that for men as well.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one is secret discrimination.
That's a good one.
I feel like... Okay, people are constantly contacting me, asking me about racism. Is it racist?
Difficulties. My connection is unstable. So if we're skipping like we back. We back.
It might be I never walking on top of this thing. Anyway, so people are constantly asking us about racism. Is it racist there? So on and so forth. Let me just be quite clear, because before I have said in videos, racism is non-existent, or I have said that it's not a thing like it is in the South. And that's true. It's not a thing like it is in the South. But let's be very clear. This is America, and racism is everywhere. Okay?
Yeah.
So let me define what I mean. In the South, racism is like right here. People will call you the N-word. People will do racist things on purpose and publicly and out in the open, and they will be straight up about the fact that they're racist. In the West Coast, it's very hidden. Like, they don't want to be seen being racist, but they do it behind closed doors. So they might keep you from getting a job, stuff like that,
Right.
Now, to me, it's the lesser of two evils, because I get tired of dealing with you feeling like you could just openly disrespect me.
Right.
That's the thing I couldn't deal with the South. So it's up to you. But secret racism is a thing in Colorado. However, it is not. I would say Colorado is more prejudice and still thriving off of the systematic oppression of blacks rather than straight up racist.
Right.
So
I would say that too.
It's the same thing, but that's the best way to define it. The South is straight up racist.
Simple.
And still thriving off the systematic oppression of people of color. So you take that how you want to take it, but that's how I feel about it. I don't know how you feel about it.
Same thing. I just feel like, people are real hidden, and up here, it's so many, I feel like the thing out here is, one thing that they do have is that the city is built on a lot of like or just the state, I feel like is built on like a lot of young progressives. There's a lot of really good mix of like genders and sexualities and a lot of different things out here. So it's kind of hard because it's a lot of those young progressive people that are out here, so that they not the ones that's like gonna be contributing to it. But there is, I feel like some people, there is still a good mix of their older people and people here that have been here that like, yeah, we'll do it behind closed doors.
I honestly feel like in the next 10 to 20 years, this will probably be one of the least racist places.
Oh yeah, I could agree.
Because what's happening right now is those people that you're talking about, those older people that are still racist and whatever, they don't like the progression that's happening and they leaving.
Yeah, they're definitely leaving. So
do you have, and then it's also getting expensive and they don't like that either. So, but I have had people that, appear to like me out in public, like a coworker telling me, in a conversation that I feel like they should just arrest all the protesters. Yeah. Huh? So, you know what a big thing is in Colorado? A big thing is people that are racist not knowing that they're racist.
That's the thing.
That's a big thing.
That's the most, I think, annoying part about it too, is because they are yelling, or maybe not yelling, but they are like, oh, Black Lives Matter, or I support all that. But really, we had a conversation with a couple of friends the other day that I think she just found out that she was racist to a certain degree. Not like fully, but
I don't think that she found out she was racist. I think that she realized that she enjoys white privilege.
Okay, so let's say that. But anyways, I don't think that she realized that before. But that's like the thing out here. A lot of people will be certain ways, but don't really fully understand, like, no, you're actually this way if you
right.
So but I mean, like she said, lesser two evils. That's you want it in your face, behind your back.
It's kind of like the presidency. It's like,
just like
who would you rather ruin your life?
You got candidate A and candidate B, and one of them had to win, so.
And you have to vote.
Yeah, so I'm like, what you gonna do? So I think that those are some really good concerns. A lot of people always reach out and ask us that. So we wanted to bring you guys a video really quick before we get in and before we lose sunlight outside, and just talk to you guys about some concerns. So, and
we got some good stuff coming up for y'all because our life is about to change.
Yeah,
a whole lot.
Dramatic change to it. But we still gonna be the Steamer Step Out. So don't go nowhere. Don't get to be timid. We're gonna bring we have some new content for y'all that's coming out, some exciting new moves that we got.
Yeah, we sorry that we didn't upload for 2 weeks, but we both full-time students and we got 4 kids, and one of us work from home and one of us work outside of the home, and we still
tiny.
Exactly. It's a lot working.
It's a lot working. So y'all excuse us for the inconsistency, but with this new change, consistency comes.
Who else is in here? Brittany's in here, and who else is here? Can you please just say hello, because we feel hurt that you don't want to say hello.
Yeah, I see 2s.
Yeah.
So Brittany has already announced her allegiance, or she has announced herself.
Brittany and her family was supposed to move here before the pandemic hit.
Oh, and then they knocked it back.
I mean, it knocked a lot of people back.
And I feel for y'all and everybody in this pandemic, because it's been crazy. Man, it's been crazy.
It's been bananas for sure.
I don't know who's the other person. We talking to you.
I don't think they want to talk to us.
That's okay. That's fine. I mean, y'all still all our friends, so
we don't want to be creepy.
Whatever. Y'all don't have to talk to us today, tomorrow. Just whenever y'all feel like it. Holla at us.
Pretty much. All right, that's it for today.
Yep. Y'all got any questions? Remember to reach out, man. If y'all know anybody, share the channel, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. More videos coming out. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Steamer Step Out. Both handles it the same. So The Steamer Step Out. Y'all hit us up. And y'all have a good night. I know it's probably night. If anybody on the West Coast and East Coast, it's late.
They before us, right?
No, East Coast is 2 hours later. South is 1 hour later. That's West. That's LA.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Anyways, good night, y'all. That's perfect. Not too long.